My name is Choden, and I teach on the Master of Science Studies in Mindfulness, which is a collaboration between the Mindfulness Association and the University of Aberdeen. The Mindfulness Association provides experiential training in mindfulness, whereas the university provides academic input around critical writing and research methods. The main thing you'll get out of doing this Master of Science in mindfulness is you'll come away with a stable mindfulness practice. Whether you're new to mindfulness or whether you have experience in it, you'll embark on a robust training in mindfulness in which you'll come away feeling more centered, more present, more connected to other people in your life, and with more headspace. Now, these qualities are so important in life. And the reason is because the mind is the most important thing to us. We are always in our mind. There is no escape from it. It's the closest thing in our life. You could say it's the closest relationship we have is with our very own mind. And just like we place a lot of value on cultivating good relationships with loved ones, good relationships at work, in a similar way, if we learn to cultivate a really healthy relationship with our own mind, that bears such amazing fruits. It means that we experience more joy, more well-being. Everything flows from that. So that is the kind of key thing you'll come away with from having done this Master of Science in Mindfulness. Now, once you've established a stable mindfulness practice, the next thing we do in the program is research and look into how mindfulness has been applied in a chosen professional context. So, for example, if you're a social worker, work in education, if you're a psychologist, you will look at how mindfulness might be applied in these professional settings, and then how you can make a difference in these particular settings you work in. So the program is always working on an experiential level, first learning the skills for yourself, learning to cultivate this healthy relationship with your own mind, and then learning how you might add benefit to the professional context you're in by researching and studying mindfulness. Now, the way the course works is it's hybrid, which means it's both in person and online, and it takes place part-time over 3 years. So part-time means you can carry on with your normal life, your normal job, and study the course alongside these. There are teaching weekends that take place at Samaling Tibetan Center in the Borders, which is a beautiful Tibetan Buddhist center that is a very ideal setting for learning mindfulness. And also you will do the retreats, the annual retreats on Holy Island off the west coast of Scotland, which is where I am now and is a really lovely natural setting. And once again, an ideal context for practicing mindfulness. The way the program works is there are exit points at the end of each year. So at the end of year 1, you can leave with a certificate. At the end of year 2, you can leave with a diploma. And at the end of year 3, you can leave with the Master of Science. So there are these options to exit at the end of each year. Looking at the program more closely, year 1 mainly centers around the mindfulness module and the compassion module. And the way it works is each module has 2 teaching weekends that once again you can attend in person or attend online. And between teaching weekends, there are online tasks and seminars that you will be invited to participate in. There will also be a written assessment at the end of each module. And there are two aspects. There's a reflection on personal practice and also an academic aspect to the assessment. And then there is a year-end retreat on Holy Island, as I mentioned. So that's the kind of basic structure of year one. And then looking at the individual modules, the mindfulness module is really about learning to settle our mind, learning to cultivate an embodied presence in which we're less pulled into negative and ruminative styles of thinking. And it cultivates the capacity to think more proactively, to come from a place of well-being and live and think and act according to our life values. I think that's the best way I can summarize the mindfulness module. The compassion module is learning both to cultivate self-compassion and compassion for others. So what this really means is being less caught up in self-critical negative thinking and learning to become our own best friend, which in a way, as I said in the beginning, if you can learn to actually really befriend this mind of ours, that pays such huge dividends. It makes such a difference if instead of criticizing ourselves, we learn to actually support ourselves when we're down and be there for ourselves. And then this self-compassion then naturally translates into compassion for other people, first close ones in our life, and then all the people we share our life with. And also as part of the compassion module, we also focus on gratitude and appreciation, really valuing, treasuring, delighting in the good things in our life. So that's year one. Year two follows a similar structure. There is an insight module and a professional inquiry module. The insight module occurs over 2 teaching weekends, either in person or online, with online tasks and seminars between them. There's a written assessment at the end of the module. Professional inquiry follows a similar pattern, except that there's just 1 teaching weekend. And you can read more of the detail of this in the course write-up. The insight module kind of builds on mindfulness and compassion, and is a way of learning to recognize and not identify with limiting patterns that are often unseen, and learning to step out of these patterns. There are many patterns that one can fall prey to that limit our potential. And often we kind of find ourselves imprisoned by these without even realizing it. And things like, feeling low self-worth, feeling not good enough, feeling like we always got to be perfect, a complete perfectionist, which is unrealistic. So it's learning to identify patterns that don't serve us, and at the same time tapping into a wisdom that's always there, which can help us make more proactive life choices that can help us live life more fully. So that is the kind of main focus of the insight module. And it's also, part of it is learning to work with negative emotions and learning to tap into the inherent value and richness that lies within what seem to be negative emotions. So this module is very rich and deep. And it then, after we complete this module, we then do the professional inquiry module, which equips us with research methods and skills for the final year, which is about either completing a dissertation or a work-based project. And year three, for year 3, each person would be assigned a tutor, a personal tutor to help you with the dissertation or work-based project. So that's the strong focus there. And There will be one teaching weekend at Aberdeen University, and also there's an opportunity to go once again to the beautiful Holy Island and to experience this lovely place where I am now, and to have one-to-one input from academic tutors on helping you with the workplace project or dissertation. So that's a kind of broad summary of the Master of Science in Mindfulness program. And right since its inception, this program has just really worked so well. I think it's a unique combination of the experiential training in mindfulness, learning to make it part of us, part of our life, combined with drawing on research, drawing on evidence to look objectively at how mindfulness can make a difference in the world we live. So I think this balance has really worked well right from the start. And it would be great to see you on the program and to invite you on this lifelong journey of transformation.